Hey everyone. Excited to really dig into this leadership stuff today.
Yeah, should be fun.
We get a lot of requests for this topic.
For
That
sure.
seems like everybody wants to figure out, like, what's that secret sauce? Like,
Absolutely.
how do you become that inspiring leader, right?
Definitely.
So you sent over, some fascinating material on this.
Yeah, it's a really interesting article.
And we're gonna kind of break it all down together.
I think there's a lot to unpack.
Right. And really extract those golden nuggets of wisdom
Exactly.
so that you can walk away with a clear picture of what makes a leader truly effective.
Yeah, like what are those practical things that we can actually take and apply,
Absolutely.
in our own lives?
And I love that we're going to focus on like the real nitty-gritty.
For sure.
Like, how do leaders articulate a vision? How do they bring people on board?
And how do they actually motivate people to make it happen?
Exactly.
To actually make that vision a reality.
It's easy to talk about it,
Right, exactly.
but actually getting it done is the real
Yeah,
challenge.
where the rubber meets the road, for sure.
And I think what I found so interesting about this article
Yeah.
is it moves beyond these vague ideas
Yeah.
that leadership is some magical quality.
Yeah, like you're either born with it or you're not.
Right, exactly.
Right.
This article actually breaks it down
Yeah, it's really practical.
into these really concrete actions,
Yeah.
showing you how you can actually develop those skills.
It's like a roadmap for becoming a better leader.
And it all starts with this idea.
The understanding that leadership is less about managing tasks and people
Okay.
and more about guiding a team towards a shared goal.
I love that.
It's about that shared purpose.
And that journey, like the article highlights, begins with a strong vision.
it all starts with that vision. Yeah.
I'm curious about that because, when we talk about vision, it's got to be more than just like a fuzzy idea
Right, exactly.
of where we're headed. Right.
It can't be some vague notion
Right.
that gets lost in the day-to-day.
Exactly. Like, what does that actually look like?
The article really emphasizes that a truly compelling vision
Yeah.
has to be crystal clear
Okay.
and easily understood by every single person on the team.
So everyone's got to be on the same page.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because that clarity, that's what allows everyone to rally behind it.
It's like a unifying force.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
It's about connecting with shared values, of course, but
Yeah.
it's also about inspiring people to reach for something
Yeah.
bigger than themselves.
So it's like a guiding principle almost.
Yeah.
Like a North Star.
North Star. Yeah.
That's a great analogy.
And the article dives into some fascinating case studies.
Oh, I love case studies.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Of leaders who just nailed this,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
who really got this right. Take Steve Jobs, for example.
Oh, classic example, right?
Yeah.
Like the visionary leader.
He completely revolutionized
I mean, come on.
an entire industry
He changed the world.
with his vision for technology
Well,
that was not only functional,
right.
but also beautiful and intuitive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about how profoundly he changed the way we interact
It's true.
with computers and devices.
I mean, before Apple products, technology was often seen as like clunky
Oh yeah, it was intimidating.
and intimidating.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you had to be a techie to even
You had to know how to code practically
Yeah, practically, right.
to even use a computer.
Right.
But Jobs, he saw the potential for something more.
Yeah, he had this vision.
It wasn't just about selling gadgets.
No,
We're
it was
really-
about changing the world
Through user experience and design.
through user experience and design, yeah,
They wanted to bring technology
to the masses.
to the masses, right?
By making it accessible and even, dare I say, delightful to use.
Delightful. That's a great word.
And it's fascinating how the article breaks down his vision
Oh, cool.
into 3 core aspects:
Okay, I'm listening.
clarity and simplicity,
Okay.
relevance and resonance,
All right.
and inspiration and aspiration.
So how did those actually play out in Jobs' leadership specifically?
Well, clarity and simplicity
Yeah.
meant making complex technology understandable and user-friendly,
Right.
even for those who weren't, tech savvy.
So like my mom could use it.
Exactly.
That's the test.
Exactly. The iPod, for example,
Yeah?
was a revolutionary device
Groundbreaking.
that allowed anyone to easily carry thousands of songs in their pocket.
Yeah, and it's hard to imagine
I know, right?
life before the iPod now.
Right. It's like we take it for granted.
Totally. Yeah.
But it was revolutionary at the time.
That's a great example of clarity and simplicity.
Absolutely.
What about relevance and resonance?
Well, Jobs understood that technology had to be relevant to people's lives
Oh,
and
right.
resonate with their desires.
So meeting a real need,
Meaning a real need.
not
Yeah.
just like some cool gadget that nobody actually needs.
Exactly. He sought a need
Okay.
for devices that seamlessly integrated
Yeah.
with our daily routines.
So it just fits right in.
It just fits right in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And enhanced our experiences.
Made life better.
Made life better, right? The iPhone, for instance,
Oh, here we go.
wasn't just a phone.
Okay.
It was a mini computer,
Yeah.
a music player,
Yeah.
a camera,
It does it all.
all in one sleek device that fit in your hand.
That's crazy.
It resonated with people's desire for connection, for entertainment.
And for convenience.
Exactly.
It just made things easier.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's relevance and resonance.
Right.
What about inspiration and aspiration?
Well, Jobs was a master
Oh, yeah.
at inspiring his team and the public with his vision of a future where technology empowered people
Okay.
to be more creative,
I like that.
connected,
Right.
productive.
So it wasn't just about the technology itself.
Right.
It was about what it enabled people to do.
Think about the iconic Think Different campaign.
Oh, yeah. That was huge.
It wasn't just about selling products.
Right.
It was about challenging the status quo
Yeah.
and inspiring people to embrace innovation and challenge conventional thinking.
That's powerful.
It is, right?
It's incredible how he managed to create such a strong emotional connection
It really is.
with a brand.
It's amazing.
It's not just a product. It's like
It's a lifestyle.
a lifestyle. It's part of your identity almost.
Yeah, it really is.
It's crazy.
You know, you might be thinking, well, that's Steve Jobs.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
A once-in-a-generation visionary.
right.
Right, exactly.
Like, how do we mere mortals
Right.
even compare to that?
Yeah. But the beauty of this article is that it doesn't just focus on these larger-than-life figures.
Okay.
It also highlights someone like Martin Luther King Jr.,
Okay.
whose I Have a Dream speech
Oh, yeah, of course.
is a masterclass
Yeah,
in
why-
clarity, passion, and resonance.
Absolutely.
I mean, that speech...
changed the course of history,
Absolutely.
right? And his vision
Yeah.
wasn't about technology or business.
It was about something much bigger.
It was about social justice and equality.
Right, exactly. And his ability to articulate that vision
Yeah.
with such clarity and conviction
I get chills just thinking about it.
was instrumental in mobilizing a movement and bringing about meaningful change.
He painted a picture of a future that resonated deeply.
With people's desire for a better world.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't just about what he said.
Right. It was how he said it.
It was how he said it, yeah.
The passion in his voice,
Yes.
the cadence of his speech,
The imagery he used.
it all came together to create an experience that transcended words.
Ah.
It's amazing. And,
Yeah.
the article makes this point that's so important.
Yeah.
Just having that compelling vision
Right.
isn't enough.
No, it's not enough.
You got to get everyone on board
You got to get everyone on board, yeah.
and moving in the same direction.
Moving in the same direction. That's key.
So how do you do that?
Well, that's where this idea of alignment comes in.
Alignment. Okay.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Even the most brilliant vision
Right.
can fail
It's true.
if people don't understand it
Okay.
or, more importantly, feel invested in it.
You got to own it.
They got to own it, yeah.
Okay.
The article dives into some specific tactics.
Oh, perfect. I
Yeah.
love tactics
Yeah.
that leaders can use to make sure
Yeah.
everyone is truly rowing in the same direction.
Everyone's on the same page and working together.
Love it. So let's dig into that.
Let's do it.
So how do they actually achieve that alignment?
You know, it's not a simple thing.
Right.
It's not like you just, wave a magic wand and everybody's suddenly on board.
Yeah. I wish it were that easy.
Right.
Wouldn't that be nice?
So what does it actually take?
Well, the article, it highlights 3 key elements.
Okay.
And the first one, and this might seem obvious, but it's so crucial,
Okay.
communication.
Of course, right. Like you got to talk to people.
You got to talk to people.
Mm.
But it's more than that.
Okay.
It's not enough to just announce the vision once
Right.
and expect everyone to magically get on board.
Like, okay, there's the vision. Go forth and conquer.
Exactly. It doesn't work that way.
People need more guidance.
They need more guidance. They
That's the
need
goal.
then
Okay.
leaders need to be constantly communicating.
Okay.
And not just in a top-down way.
So it's not just about sending out memos or
So memos, emails.
giving speeches, right?
Exactly. It's got to be more interactive.
Okay.
It's about creating a culture of open dialogue
I like that. Open dialogue.
where everyone feels comfortable
Okay.
asking questions.
Sharing ideas
Yeah,
and providing feedback.
So it's a two-way street.
Absolutely. It's a two-way street.
It's not just the leader dictating everything.
Exactly. It's
Oh.
about making sure that the vision is not just understood,
Right.
but truly internalized.
Okay, they have to own it.
I have to own it. Yeah.
Make it their own.
Exactly.
I could see how that would make a huge difference.
It does. It really does.
When people feel like they're part of the conversation,
Right.
they're more likely to buy in,
Exactly.
to own the vision as their own.
It becomes their vision, too.
Exactly. Okay, so we have clear communication.
Right.
What's the second element?
The second element, and this is closely related to communication,
Okay.
is inclusivity and engagement.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah, it's huge.
Especially these days.
Especially these days. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about making sure that everyone
Yeah.
feels valued, heard, and like they genuinely belong.
Oh, they're part of the team.
Part of the team. Yeah.
Okay.
This means actively soliciting
Okay.
diverse perspectives.
So not just surrounding yourself with people who agree with you.
Exactly. You need those different voices.
Right.
You need those different perspectives.
To challenge your thinking.
To challenge your thinking, yeah.
To make sure you're not missing something.
Exactly. And to make sure that you're coming up with the best possible solutions.
Right. Because if everyone's thinking the same way,
You're going to end up with a very narrow view.
you're going to be in trouble.
Exactly.
Okay, so actively soliciting diverse perspectives
Right.
and creating opportunity
Yes.
for everyone to contribute.
For everyone to contribute. Exactly.
This sounds like it goes beyond just having a diverse team on paper.
Absolutely. It's not just about checking boxes.
Right.
It's about fostering an environment where those different voices are actually encouraged
Okay.
and amplified.
So people feel comfortable speaking up,
Exactly. They feel safe to share their ideas.
even if those ideas are different.
Even if they're different, even if they're controversial.
Right, because that's where the real innovation comes from.
That's where the magic happens.
Exactly. And that kind of
It
inclusivity.
leads to a deeper level of engagement.
Okay, I could see that.
Because when people feel like they're valued
Yeah.
and their contributions matter,
Right.
they're more likely to be passionate
Uh-huh.
and invested in the work.
Makes sense.
So you get better results.
Okay, so we have clear communication.
Right.
We have a culture of inclusivity.
Yep.
What's the third key to alignment?
The third key, and this is really about connecting the dots,
Okay.
is aligning individual and team goals
Okay.
with the overarching vision.
So everyone's working towards the same
Same ultimate objective.
objective. Yeah.
It's about showing people how their everyday work
Right.
directly contributes to the bigger picture.
I can see how that would be powerful.
It is.
It's easy to get lost in the weeds, right?
It's easy to get siloed.
Focusing only on our immediate tasks.
Yeah, just heads down, doing your own thing.
But when we understand how those tasks fit into...
The broader vision,
Right.
it gives our work more meaning and purpose.
Absolutely, it's not just a to-do list anymore.
Exactly. It's part of something bigger.
It's contributing to something meaningful.
Exactly. It's about creating that sense of shared purpose.
And ensuring that everyone's working towards the same ultimate objective.
Yes, exactly.
The article gives some really compelling examples
Oh, yeah, there are some great ones.
of this in action.
Yeah, real world example.
He talks about what Satya Nadella did
Oh, Satya Nadella, yeah.
when he took over at Microsoft.
Yeah, that was a huge transformation.
I mean, Microsoft was kind of like the old guard,
The old guard, yeah.
kind of stuck in its ways.
Right.
Yeah, he inherited a company that was in many ways stuck in the past.
Okay, so he had a big challenge ahead of him.
He had a huge challenge. It
Yeah.
was very product-focused, almost siloed in its approach.
Okay.
You know, each division kind of doing its own thing.
Mm.
Right, not a lot of collaboration.
Not a lot of collaboration, not a lot of thinking
Mhm.
about the bigger picture.
So what did he do?
Well, Nadella had this really bold vision
Okay.
for shifting Microsoft towards a culture of empowerment,
Empowerment.
where the focus was on enabling people and organizations to achieve more
Through technology.
through technology. Exactly.
It's a pretty significant shift
It was a huge shift.
from where they were.
Yeah, it was a fundamental change.
So how did he manage to bring the whole company along?
Well, he knew that true transformation
Yeah,
required more than just a change in strategy.
right.
It had to be a cultural shift.
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
So he focused heavily on communication,
Oh, yeah.
transparency,
Uh-huh.
and inclusivity.
So back to those key elements
Exactly.
that we were talking about.
He walked the walk,
He didn't just talk about it, he actually
lived it.
lived it. Okay.
He was very deliberate in his messaging,
Right.
consistently emphasizing the idea of empowerment and explaining how it applied to everything.
So it wasn't just a buzzword.
No, it wasn't just a fluffy concept.
Right. It was like This is how it actually shows up
This is how we live it. Yeah.
in our day-to-day work.
Exactly. From product development to customer relations.
It had to be woven into the fabric of the company.
Exactly.
So it was about more than just changing the product,
It was about changing the mindset.
right? Changing the culture,
Changing the culture, yeah.
changing the way people thought about their work
Absolutely.
and their role in the company.
Their role in the company, yeah.
Okay, so how did he actually do that?
Well, he backed up his words with actions.
Okay, there you go.
He restructured teams,
Okay.
flattening hierarchies.
So less top-down.
Less top-down, more collaborative.
Okay.
He encouraged more collaboration across departments.
So breaking down those silos,
Breaking down those silos, yeah.
getting people to work together.
Exactly.
Okay.
He made diversity and inclusion a top priority, creating a more welcoming and equitable workplace.
So it wasn't just about the structure.
No.
It was about the people
It was about the people, yeah.
and the culture.
Creating that culture of inclusivity.
It sounds like he was really intentional about
He was very deliberate.
creating that sense of shared purpose,
Yes.
connecting everyone's work back to this larger vision
Connecting the dots.
of empowerment.
Of empowerment, exactly.
And did it work?
It did. I mean, the
No.
results speak for themselves.
Okay, give me the results.
Microsoft experienced a remarkable turnaround under his leadership.
So they went from being kind of like the dinosaurs
Dinosaur,
to being like
a leader again.
innovative and cutting edge.
Innovative, agile,
Okay,
and frankly, more human-centered.
more human-centered. I like that.
Yeah, it was a real transformation.
That's a pretty powerful testament.
It is.
The importance of alignment.
Alignment is key.
Now, the article also highlights Jacinda Ardern's leadership
Oh, yeah, she's a great example.
during the COVID-19 pandemic
Yeah, she really stepped up.
as a great example of this principle in action.
Of alignment.
Alignment, yeah.
Her approach really showcases the power of clear, empathetic communication.
Especially during a crisis.
Especially during a crisis when people are scared and uncertain.
Right, like they need that reassurance.
They need that reassurance. They need that clear guidance.
Okay.
She understood that in order to effectively manage the pandemic,
Yeah.
she needed to bring the entire nation along with her.
It wasn't just about issuing directives.
No, it wasn't about top-down control.
Right.
It was about building trust
Okay.
and fostering a sense of collective responsibility.
We're all in this together.
We're all in this together, yeah.
Okay.
She made a point of regularly addressing the nation directly,
Okay.
explaining the situation
Yeah.
in simple, relatable terms.
So everyone could understand.
Everyone could understand, yeah.
Right.
She was transparent about the challenges,
Okay.
honest about the uncertainties.
So no sugarcoating?
No sugarcoating, just straight talk.
Right.
And consistent in her messaging about the need for collective action.
We have to do this together.
We have to do this together, yeah.
And she was praised for her empathy
Yeah, she really came across as genuine.
and her genuine concern for people's well-being.
She wasn't just a politician.
Right.
She was a human being.
She connected with people on a human level.
That's right.
It wasn't just about delivering information.
No.
It was about connecting with people
On an emotional level.
on an emotional level, yeah.
She acknowledged the sacrifices people were making,
Right.
reassured them that they weren't alone,
Okay.
and consistently emphasized the importance of community and solidarity.
We're all in this together.
We're all in this together, yeah.
And importantly, she walked the walk.
She did. She modeled the behavior.
Right.
She was asking of others.
So she embodied that sense of shared responsibility.
Absolutely.
And as a result, she was able to gain widespread compliance
Yeah, people trusted her.
with some pretty strict public health measures.
I mean, those were tough times,
Right. It wasn't easy
but people were willing to do it
because they trusted her.
because they trusted her, yeah.
That's amazing.
And ultimately, that helped New Zealand successfully navigate
Yeah.
the early stages of the pandemic.
It's an incredible example
It really is.
of how effective communication
Yeah.
and a focus on shared purpose,
Can lead to remarkable results.
even in the most challenging circumstances.
Absolutely.
But of course, as the article points out,
Right.
having a vision
Yeah.
and getting everyone on board
Yeah.
is just part of the equation.
It's just the beginning.
You need to actually inspire people to act on that vision,
To make it a reality.
to make it happen.
Exactly.
So how do those great leaders,
Well, that's the million-dollar question.
Right.
Like, how do they make it happen?
how do they bridge that gap,
It's not easy.
right? Because you can have the best plan in the world,
Right.
but if nobody's actually motivated to do it,
It's just a piece of paper.
right.
It's just words.
So how do they spark that action
That's the challenge.
and make sure it continues?
Especially when things get tough.
Right. because it's not always going to be smooth sailing.
Right. There are going to be
There
obstacles,
are going to be setbacks.
challenges along the way.
So how do you maintain that momentum?
Well, the article points to some really interesting tactics.
Okay, let's hear them.
But what ties them all together
Yeah.
is a focus on empowering and engaging individuals.
Okay, so it's about the people.
It's about the people.
And not just about the plan.
Right. It's about creating an environment
Yeah.
where people feel genuinely trusted
Okay.
and valued,
So they feel like they're part of something.
part of something important,
Important. Yeah.
where their contributions are recognized,
Okay.
and where they're encouraged to push beyond their comfort zones.
So it's not just about, like, giving orders or setting deadlines.
No, it's not about command and control.
Right.
It's about creating the right conditions.
Yeah. For people to thrive
Okay.
and to be intrinsically motivated.
So they're not just doing it because they have to.
Right.
They're doing it because they want to,
Because they believe in it.
because they're passionate about it.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
And the article goes on to highlight
Okay.
some really inspiring examples
Okay, let's hear them.
of leaders who have mastered this aspect.
Okay.
And of course, we have to talk about Elon Musk
Elon Musk
and his incredibly ambitious goal
of colonizing Mars.
of colonizing Mars. I mean,
That's a big one.
that's a huge goal.
It's hard to even fathom
It's
the
mind-boggling.
scale of the challenges involved
The challenges are enormous.
in something like that.
Right.
So what are some of the ways?
Well, one key aspect is his unwavering belief
Okay.
in the mission.
He really believes it.
He really believes it.
Okay.
It's contagious.
So it's not just about, like,
It's not just about the technology.
rockets and the spaceships.
Right. It's about something bigger. It's about the vision.
It's about the vision, yeah.
Okay.
He's not just setting a goal.
Right.
He's painting a picture of a future
Yeah.
that he genuinely believes in,
Okay.
and that belief is incredibly powerful.
So he's inspiring people
He's inspiring people, yeah.
to buy into this
To
vision,
see beyond the impossible
to see what's possible.
and to embrace the audacious challenges
Okay.
that are involved.
So it's about more than just setting targets and timelines.
Right. It's not just about the logistics.
It's about tapping into something deeper,
It's about the why.
connecting with people's sense of purpose.
Yes.
And their desire to be part of something
Something truly groundbreaking.
truly groundbreaking.
Something historic.
Okay.
And it's also about creating a culture
Okay.
of empowerment and ownership.
So he's not a micromanager.
No, he's not a control freak.
Right. He's giving people
He's giving them freedom
the freedom
to
to
experiment,
take risks,
to innovate.
to be creative.
Musk is known for giving his teams a lot of autonomy,
Okay.
trusting them
Trusting him, yeah.
to solve problems and make decisions.
So he's not second-guessing them all the time.
No, he's letting them do their thing.
He's empowering them.
He's empowering them, yeah.
And this creates sense of responsibility
It does.
and ownership,
Yeah,
which fuels motivation
absolutely.
and drives results.
Because when you feel like you own something,
Yeah.
you're going to work harder.
You're going to be more invested.
You're going to care more.
It's interesting because that level of trust
It's a two-way street.
can be incredibly empowering
It is.
when people feel like they're trusted
Yeah.
to make decisions
Uh-huh.
and contribute their ideas.
They feel valued.
They're more likely to be invested in the success
Absolutely.
of the project.
They're going to go the extra mile.
Right, because it's not just their job.
It's their baby.
It's their baby, right?
They're personally invested.
Okay, and importantly, Musk doesn't just set these ambitious goals.
No, he's not just a figurehead.
Right.
He's not just sitting in his ivory tower.
Right, and then he steps back.
He's in the trenches.
He's in the trenches.
He's working alongside his teams,
Okay.
celebrating their successes.
So he's visible.
He's visible, he's present,
He's engaged.
he's engaged, yeah.
Okay.
And even embracing their failures.
So he's not afraid of failure?
No, he sees it as a learning
It's
opportunity.
a learning opportunity.
What's part of the process?
So it's not like, heads will roll if you make a mistake.
No, it's about learning from those mistakes
Right.
and getting better.
Okay.
So he's creating this culture
Yeah.
where it's okay to fail,
As long as you learn from it.
as long as you learn from it,
Man.
as long as you're moving forward.
That's a powerful message.
It is.
Okay, so he's present.
He's present, he's engaged.
He's not afraid of failure.
Right.
He celebrates successes.
He celebrates successes, yeah. So it's about more than just delegating tasks. It's about being part of the team.
It's about being a leader,
It's about leading by example.
leading by example. Yeah.
And that kind of leadership creates a really powerful sense of camaraderie
Okay.
and shared purpose.
So people feel like they're part of something
They feel like they're part of something special.
special, bigger than themselves.
Bigger than themselves, yeah.
Okay, now, while Musk is known for his
bold, risk-taking style.
risk-taking style, yeah.
The article also profiles Sheryl Sandberg,
Oh, Sheryl Sandberg, yeah.
who has a slightly different approach
A little bit different.
to motivating her teams.
Yeah, she's more...
I'm curious to hear more about her style.
Yeah, she's got a different flavor.
What sets her apart?
Well, Sandberg is a strong advocate
Okay.
for open communication.
We've heard that before.
Right, it's a common theme.
It's important.
It's crucial
Okay.
and resilient.
Resilience, okay.
The ability to bounce back
So
from setbacks.
she believes in creating a work environment
Yeah.
where people feel comfortable
Comfortable.
sharing their ideas, voicing their concerns,
Right.
and even respectfully disagreeing with her.
So she's not afraid of
She's not afraid of dissent.
different opinions.
She welcomes it.
Okay.
She wants to hear what people really think.
That sounds like a very inclusive
It is.
and collaborative approach.
Very collaborative.
It must be incredibly empowering
It is empowering.
for her team members to know
Yeah.
that their voices are valued
They feel heard.
and their ideas are taken seriously.
Taken seriously.
Even if she doesn't agree with them.
Even if she doesn't agree, she still wants to hear them.
Okay.
Because she knows that
Yeah.
the best ideas often come from unexpected places.
Right. You don't want to just be in an echo chamber.
Exactly.
I-
And that fostering a culture of open dialogue
Uh-huh.
is essential for innovation and growth.
You got to have those different perspectives
You got to have those different perspectives
to really come up with the best solutions.
to think outside the box.
Right.
But there's more to it than just communication.
Okay. So what else is there?
Sandberg also emphasizes
That
the importance of resilience,
resilience.
the ability to bounce back from setbacks
Okay.
and learn from mistakes.
So it's not about being perfect.
No, it's about learning and growing.
Okay.
Because let's face it,
Yeah.
nobody's perfect.
We all make mistakes.
We all make mistakes,
Huh?
and that's okay.
As long as we learn from them.
As long as we learn from them, yeah.
Okay.
That's such a critical skill,
It is.
especially in the fast-paced,
All right.
ever-evolving world of tech.
Things change so quickly.
Things change constantly.
Right.
There are bound to be unexpected challenges
Right.
and even failures.
Failures are inevitable.
They're part of the process.
Okay.
And Sandberg encourages her team
Yeah.
to see those challenges,
Yeah.
not as defeats, but as opportunities for growth and learning.
So it's a mindset shift.
It is a mindset shift.
Instead of fearing failure,
You embrace it.
you embrace it.
Yeah.
Okay.
She believes that failures are not the end of the story,
Okay.
but rather stepping stones
Stepping stones.
on the path to success.
Okay. So you learn from your mistakes.
You learn from your mistakes.
You get back up
You get back up
and you keep going.
and you keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a powerful mindset shift.
It is. Instead of, giving up,
Yeah. You don't let it defeat.
you use it as fuel
You use it as fuel. Yeah.
to keep going,
To get better,
to get better.
to learn.
Okay.
And that kind of resilience is essential
I can see that.
for maintaining motivation
Especially when faced with adversity.
when things get tough.
Right. Because it's easy to get discouraged
It's easy to give up.
when things aren't going your way.
Right. But you got to keep going.
Okay.
And Sandberg leads by example,
Okay.
openly sharing her own experiences.
So she's vulnerable.
She's vulnerable, yeah,
She's not afraid to
show her human side
show her human side. Yeah.
with setbacks and failures
Okay.
and demonstrating how she's learned and grown from them.
So she's not just preaching it.
She's living it.
She's living it. Yeah. It sounds like she's creating a culture
She is.
where vulnerability is seen as a strength,
As a strength, yeah.
not a weakness.
Not a weakness, which is so important.
Because it's so often seen as a weakness in like the corporate world.
Especially in the corporate
Right.
world.
You're supposed to be like strong and have it all together.
You're not supposed to show any weakness.
Right. And it's just not realistic.
It's not realistic and it's not healthy.
Right. And it actually prevents people
From connecting.
from being authentic.
Right, and from learning from their mistakes.
Exactly. Because if you're afraid to show that you've made a mistake,
You're never gonna grow.
you're never going to learn.
Right,
And you're certainly not going to build trust.
right.
Right. Because everybody makes mistakes.
Everybody makes mistakes. It's part of being human.
Okay. So she's creating this culture
Yeah, where it's okay to be vulnerable.
where vulnerability is seen as a strength.
And that fosters trust.
Okay.
And it encourages others to take risks,
Okay.
to step outside their comfort zones.
Because they know it's okay to fail.
Exactly. They know they're not going to be punished for it.
Right. And to embrace the learning that comes from both successes and failures.
Because you learn from both.
You learn from both, right?
You learn from your successes
Yeah.
and you learn from your failures.
It's all part of the process.
It's all part of the journey.
So we've explored these incredible examples of leaders
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
who have achieved really remarkable things
They've made a real impact.
through their vision,
Uh-huh.
their ability to align their teams,
Get everyone on the same page.
and their unique approaches to motivation.
Finding what works for them.
But I keep coming back to something you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
These principles aren't just for CEOs or world leaders, right?
That's a great point.
Like how can we apply
Yeah,
this
how do we take this and
in our everyday lives?
make it relevant to our own lives?
Right, because not everyone's leading a company or a nation.
Right, but we all have goals.
We all have goals, yeah.
We all have things we want to achieve.
And we all encounter challenges and setbacks along the way.
Life is full of challenges.
So can these leadership principles be helpful,
I think they absolutely can.
even on a smaller, more personal scale?
Even on a smaller scale, yeah.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Well, I think that's what's so exciting about this whole deep dive.
Yeah.
Is that these principles,
Yeah.
they're incredibly versatile.
Yay.
They can be applied to any situation
Any situation, okay.
where you're trying to achieve something.
So it's not about your job title.
No, it's not about your title.
It's not about, how many people you manage.
It's about your mindset.
It's about how you approach challenges.
Exactly. Whether it's a personal goal,
Okay, like running a marathon.
running a marathon, yeah, or writing a book,
Writing a book, or
writing a business,
starting a business, okay?
or even just navigating a tricky situation at work.
Okay, so it's really about,
It's about taking ownership,
taking ownership.
inspiring others,
Yeah.
and working collaboratively towards something you believe in.
Okay, I like that. So it's not about being the boss.
No, it's not about being the boss.
It's about being a leader.
It's about being a leader regardless of your position.
Right, and leadership can show up in so many different ways.
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be, this grand sweeping thing.
Maybe in the small things.
It can be in your everyday interaction.
Exactly.
Okay, so how do we actually put this into practice?
Well, the article provides a really
Mhm.
practical roadmap
Okay, I like roadmaps.
for doing just that.
Okay, give me the roadmap.
It all starts with identifying your vision.
Okay, so first step, what's my vision?
What do you want to achieve?
What do I want to accomplish?
What kind of change do you want to create?
Okay, so it starts with that clear picture
That clear picture, that North Star.
of where I want to go.
Exactly.
Okay, once I have that.
Then you can start thinking about
Yeah.
the steps involved in
Uh-huh.
getting there.
So breaking it down into smaller chunks.
Exactly. Making it manageable.
Okay, what about alignment?
Alignment.
How does that concept apply in a more personal context?
Well, think of it this way.
Okay.
Alignment, in this case,
Yeah.
is about bringing yourself
Okay.
and the people around you onto the same page.
So it's about communication,
Communication, yeah.
making sure everyone's on board.
Making sure everyone understands the vision
The vision, okay.
and is excited about it.
So it's about inspiring others.
Inspiring others.
To
Yeah.
share my enthusiasm.
To share your passion
Okay.
and cultivating that sense of shared purpose.
So we're all working together
towards a common goal.
towards a common goal.
Okay. So instead of trying to do everything on your own,
Right, because you can't do it all yourself.
you can't do it all yourself. You need help.
You need support.
You need support. You need collaboration.
Okay.
You're leveraging the support and collaboration of others.
Okay, so you're building a team,
Building a team,
even if it's just a small group of friends,
friends, family,
colleagues,
Yeah.
who are all working together
towards a common goal.
towards that shared vision.
Exactly.
Okay, and this is where motivation comes in.
Motivation is key.
Right, because you got to keep yourself
You
motivated
got to keep yourself motivated.
and you got to keep your team motivated.
And you got to keep your team motivated. Yeah.
How do you do that?
How do you inspire yourself
Yeah.
and those around you to take action,
That actually make it happen.
to get things done,
How do you maintain that momentum?
especially when things get tough?
Right, because it's not always going to be easy.
There are going to be setbacks,
There are going to be obstacles,
challenges,
discouragement.
discouragement. Yeah.
So how do you keep pushing forward?
Well, that's a great question.
And I'm sure a lot of people are struggling with that.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
So any advice?
Well, I think the principles we've discussed today
Yeah.
could be incredibly helpful.
Okay.
Remember the importance of empowerment and trust,
Okay.
recognition and appreciation,
Okay.
and framing challenges
Yeah.
as opportunities for growth.
Okay.
These tactics are just as effective on a personal level
Okay.
as they are in a corporate setting.
So it's about applying those same principles
To your own name,
to my own life. Okay.
to your relationships,
Okay.
to your goals.
Okay. So it's about finding ways to stay engaged,
To engage, yeah.
to keep that fire lit,
Keep that passion alive.
and to remain committed to our goals.
Even when the going gets tough,
Even when it's hard.
when you want to give up.
Right. But how do we actually do that?
Well, I think it's helpful
Yeah.
to reflect on the inspiring leaders
Okay.
we've discussed today.
Think about Steve Jobs' relentless pursuit of his vision,
Uh-huh.
or Satya Nadella's focus on empowering others.
Yeah.
Consider Jacinda Ardern's ability to connect with people on a
Yeah.
human level,
Right.
or Sheryl Sandberg's emphasis on resilience
Okay.
and open communication.
What resonates with you most?
Yeah, what speaks to you,
What aspects of their approaches could you adapt
to your own life?
to my own life and goals?
Exactly.
That's a powerful question.
It is.
It's not about trying to copy someone else's style,
No, you got to be yourself.
Right.
You got to find your own style.
but it's about identifying the elements that speak to us
The things that resonate with you
and then finding ways to integrate them
into your own unique approach.
into my own unique approach. Okay.
Maybe you're drawn to Jobs' visionary zeal
Okay.
and his unwavering belief in the power of innovation.
Okay.
Or perhaps you admire Ardern's empathy
Yeah.
and her ability to create a sense of unity and collective purpose.
Okay. Yeah. That's powerful.
Or maybe you resonate with Musk's audacious goal setting.
Yeah. Shoot for the stars.
Shoot for the stars,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
And his willingness to embrace risk.
Okay.
Or perhaps Sandberg's focus on building resilience
Okay.
and fostering open communication speaks to you.
Yeah. There's something there for everyone.
There is.
Right.
The key takeaway here is that leadership
Uh-huh.
is not a one-size-fits-all proposition.
Okay. So there's no magic formula.
No magic formula.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the core principles.
What core principle?
Those fundamental building blocks of vision,
Vision. Yeah.
alignment,
Alignment. Uh-huh.
and motivation.
Motivation. Those three things.
And then tailoring them
Okay.
to fit your personality.
So make it your own.
Make it your own. Yeah,
Play
actually,
your
play
strengths.
your strengths. Exactly.
Okay.
And the specific challenges you're facing.
Because everyone's facing different challenges.
Everyone's journey is different.
Yeah.
And it's important to remember
Yeah.
that leadership isn't confined
Okay.
to the boardroom
Right. It's not just for CEOs.
or the political arena.
Right. It's not just for politicians.
It's relevant in every aspect of life,
How can we like that?
from our personal goals and relationships
Right.
to our community involvement
Uh-huh.
and professional endeavors
So it's really about showing up as a leader
in all areas of your life.
in all areas of your life. Yeah.
You know, it's often said
Yeah.
that leadership is not about a title,
Okay.
but about action.
It's about what you do.
It's about what you do, yeah.
Okay.
It's about stepping up,
Stepping up.
inspiring others,
Inspiring others. Yeah.
and working together
Working together. Okay.
to create positive change,
To make a difference.
to make a difference. Exactly.
No matter how big or small.
No matter how big or small. Yeah.
I love that.
So as we wrap up
Yeah.
this deep dive,
Into the essence of leadership.
I hope you feel empowered
Empowered. Yeah.
to embrace those opportunities for leadership
In your own life.
in your own life. Yeah.
Absolutely. And to make a difference.
To make the world a better place.
To make the world a better place. Yeah.
Remember, you don't need to have all the answers.
It's okay to not have all the answers.
It's okay to not be perfect.
Right.
Leadership is a journey.
It's a journey, not a destination.
Exactly.
Okay.
A process of continuous learning and growth.
So we're always learning.
We're always learning.
We're always growing.
We're always evolving.
And as you continue on that journey,
Yeah.
I encourage you to
Yeah.
stay curious,
Stay curious. Ask questions.
stay engaged,
Be present
and never stop striving to make a positive impact
on the world around you.
on the world around you. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure exploring these ideas with you.
It's been fun.
Until next time,
Keep learning
keep growing.
and keep leading.